Life stories are an important catalyst for your creativity and for your psychological and moral perception. They speak about the human condition, our passions, our struggles, our triumphs and defeats, and our reasons for living. No matter what the story being told, if you dare to open yourself up and discover its concepts, there is still something in it that you can connect to. If there was a film for Americans or anyone having a difficult time seeing things from another's perspective to watch right now, it's The Lives of Others, a German film that won the Oscar for Best International Film, although it was by far and away the best film that year. Yes, I think it is way better than The Departed, and you will too after you watch it. Hey, before we go any further, if you like what you're seeing here, remember to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell, and you'll be able to see my videos whenever they release. The Lives of Others focuses on the cultural scene in East Berlin during the German Democratic Republic in the middle of the 1980s. It illuminates the corrupt system during the communist regime of the GDR. It was a regime in which was characterized by espionage, inhumane, and morally doubtful acts. In the film, the Stasi Kommissar Gerd Wiesler, a faithful supporter of the totalitarian regime, has been instructed to observe the popular artistic couple Christa Maria Seeland and Georg Dreyman, who work at the theater and devote their life to the cultural and intellectual exchange. By eavesdropping on the couple, Wiesler penetrates into the lives of others. Suddenly, the loyal communist is faced with a forbidden and inaccessible world, a world full of free spirits, passion, challenge, and diversity. Okay then, so here's a little context. At the end of World War II, the Potsdam Conference was held in Germany from July 17th to August 2nd, 1945. They decided that, in order to reduce the risk that Germany could threaten world peace once more, the main agreements of this conference were 1. The entire disarmament and denazification of Germany. 2. The stabilization of life by introducing democratic and constitutional values. 3. The decentralization of the German economic system and administration in order to spread the power. As a consequence of their totally different and opposing political systems, the Soviet Union and the United States were given separate areas of responsibility. East Berlin was controlled by the Soviet Union and thus functioned under their rule, with which unfortunately came the Stasi. The Stasi's primary task was to eradicate all the political views that contradicted the communist ideology, to coordinate political operations against competing forces, and to identify politically unacceptable actions among East German civilians. The Stasi spied on citizens, and many homes were bugged in order to get as much information as possible and to uncover people who had thoughts and views that were critical of the government. The Stasi often used heavy-handed tactics such as threatening and blackmailing. Now that we have a little context, let's talk about the film, which takes place near the end of this period, but at a time when the Soviet Union was in desperation to keep their hold on freedom-wanting civilization. So it's 1984, and in the dystopian East Berlin, the powerful secret police are monitoring all aspects of life in the totalitarian society under communism. To accomplish this immense task, they employ hundreds of thousands and rely on the information and betrayal of another 100,000 more. The film does an amazing job effectively showing the government of terror, mistrust, and misery that pervades the culture where the standard operating procedure is to spy on others. It's also a reminder that policymakers may attempt to justify creating a similar scheme in the name of providing protection against terrorism unless vigilant care is taken by civilians today. So Captain Wiesler is a seasoned Stasi agent whose face expresses no perceivable shadow of something like a human feeling, with seemingly no private life. His expertise is interrogation. He is likely to get the truth hiding behind those he's investigating one way or another. His superior officer, Lieutenant Colonel Grubitz, grants him approval to start tracking Dreyman, a famous playwright who dates a glamorous actress, Christina Maria Seeland. Wiesler and Grubitz are powerful adversaries of anything that may show some support for the West or in some way may violate the law. The flat of Georg and Christa Maria is bugged from floor to ceiling, with Wiesler practically roosting in the attic of their apartment building, controlling a 24/7 observation of their every word and deed. Wiesler is a true believer in the sincerity of his mission, and so he is perplexed when he discovers that Christa Maria is having sex with Minister Hempf and being paid off with narcotics. He is also shook by Dreyman's sorrow when he finds his friend, Director Jerska, commit suicide after his career had been ruined by the Stasi. At first glance, The Lives of Others seems to be about the cultural ideas of pro-communist East Berlin in the mid-80s, but the film is less an illustration of communism's advantages and disadvantages, and more the tale of a struggle of humanity to grow emotionally and spiritually. The setting of the film creates an easy-to-understand lesson, using a powerful historical context to illuminate humanity's need to learn, love, and appreciate each other. Now, As much as I want to continue to groan on about this film and how I think it's important for basically every single human being right now to watch this film, because, spoiler alert, they kind of learn that they aren't different from each other, and maybe all the rhetoric and calls for spying and imprisonment of people is kind of a bad thing in our society. So, if you get the opportunity, folks, look in the description below and check out the links, and watch The Lives of Others.